Hello, everyone. This is your Trichology practitioner, Dr. Leola Day, and I'm actually coming to you about one of the most important types of alopecia, and people wondering what's going on with their hair, especially the women. Is today we're going to actually talk about menopause. And so a lot of people trying to figure out what causes menopause, what happens to your hair in menopause, and what's going on with our bodies to where there's things that's transitioning and we're not understanding why. So first of all, what menopause is, it actually is your hormones. It has, and for us women, we have estrogen and we have testosterone as the two hormones that we definitely have in our body. And so what happened is when you're kind of changing over, as we may say, the second phase of life, coming from even when you're small, you go through adolescence, then you kind of go through the preteens, the young adult age, the adult age, and then we're going into the elderly age. And so what menopause does, it changes from the actual adult, young adult, to the actually transitioning into the elderly age. And menopause usually can start, the average is around 47 is the average where menopause starts. Now, there are other procedures that have been taking place, and especially in females, to where the menopause start early, like what is it called? A hysterectomy. And a hysterectomy or a partial hysterectomy. But when you get a full hysterectomy, they're taking all of the female parts out, even the ovary. That's why it's called a full hysterectomy. And what that does is that it will put you in full-blown menopause immediately because you don't have your ovaries there anymore. Okay, your uterus is gone, but you don't have your ovaries also. And so when the ovaries are taken out, your uterus is all gone, then that is putting you into full-blown menopause. So what happens is your estrogen starts to drop immediately because of the estrogen that was actually within the ovaries is gone. So when you have a partial hysterectomy, that will not put you in menopause immediately due to the fact that you have your ovaries. So when you have a partial hysterectomy, they will take your uterus but keep your ovaries. And so that way you will gradually go into menopause the normal way if you had your uterus also. And so that's the difference between a partial hysterectomy and a full hysterectomy, and the difference of how menopause work with someone who had a partial or a full hysterectomy. Again, a full hysterectomy, you will immediately go into menopause. When you have a partial hysterectomy, you will go through menopause gradually, like someone who haven't had a hysterectomy or partial hysterectomy at all. And so when you go through menopause, what happens is that your estrogen levels drops, your testosterone is more high, so you're imbalanced. And so what happens with that is most women have some symptoms and a lot of women don't have symptoms. And it varies from person to person, okay? So it's not one type of symptoms when you have menopause to say, oh, I'm going through menopause because I'm going through this particular type of symptoms. Some people don't have any symptoms at all, but what will happen is when your cycle stops, so let's say you don't have a hysterectomy or partial hysterectomy, but your cycle stops, that is a sign that you are going through menopause, because eventually what will happen is your cycle will eventually stop. Some physicians, and this is where your primary physician or your OBGYN will check, some physicians won't do a hormone testing to see what stage you are in menopause until your cycle completely stops. So how that works, so if you haven't had a partial hysterectomy or a full hysterectomy, what will happen is that your cycle will start spotting. So you'll start spotting, and then your cycle won't come on at all. Then it'll be maybe 2 months, and then your cycle will come on fully again, your usual 5 to 7 days. And then the next month, you might not have a cycle. And then it may be 4 months before you have another cycle, you start spotting. Those are the signs that where you are kind of going through the stages of menopause. That is considered the early stages. There are 3 stages of menopause. You got the early, you got the middle, and you got the post menopause. So those are the things you have to look for. But again, depends on your physician. Some will wait till your cycles are for a full year, and then they'll do a hormone testing. Now, some will automatically do a hormone testing to see where your estrogen levels are. And then that's when they kind of get into hormone therapy, okay? So, those are one of the signs is that your cycle. So if you don't have a partial hysterectomy or a full hysterectomy, you say, well, how do I know if I'm in menopause? Is that your cycle will start spotting. That's one of the biggest signs, okay? If you have a partial hysterectomy and you not going to have a cycle anyway because you don't have your uterus, so one of the things that you would go through is some of this other side effects to let you know when you're going through menopause is that you'll have hot flashes. Some people have night sweats. Some people have the chills. Some people be very heated real quickly. Those are one of the signs that will let you know that you're kind of going through menopause. Let's see. So also, one of the biggest things is to know if you kind of going through menopause is you'll have the vaginal dryness. That is another thing that you will have is the vaginal dryness is a cause of when you kind of go through symptoms of menopause. You will also have some sleep problems going on if you're going through menopause. Another thing, you have mood changes. That's because your hormones are not balanced out, so you get a little more irritated, not understanding what's going on. Mentally, you may feel like you're going crazy, but you're not. It's just that your estrogen levels are very low to where you have, and it's out of your control sometimes. That's where you have to do some hormone therapy. Some people will have some weight gain. So that's dealing with your metabolism. So when you kind of going through that, you have to get eating more under control, trying to get that burn off more than what you're taking in. Also, the thinning of the hair, the dry skin, which is what we're talking about today, that will cause some thinning of the hair, and mostly around the hairline. One of the other things is some loss of breast fullness to where you might not have it as plump as you used to seeing. So those are some signs of menopause. So if you know that you have some of those symptoms and you know your cycle, again, if your cycle is completely off, you can go ask for a hormone testing. That is not a part of your physical. We're still trying to talk to physicians to put it into women annual physical like they do with men with the prostate. But right now they don't. So you do have to ask for, again, you have to ask for a hormone testing to see what your results are. And that way it will make sense of why you are feeling the way that you're feeling. And then they will usually recommend a hormone therapy to see if that's what you would like to do. So that way you kind of balance everything out. So again, one of the things that you can definitely look for is seeing that hormone testing. You can talk to your physician with that. We had some difficult with the technician in the back. So again, some more information about that. You can talk to your physician about that. Make sure your cycle is completely off. A lot of times they won't do it until then. So will your hair thin? It will around the hairline, okay? Will it grow back? It will. So you can wait till your body get back regulated, which we don't know how long that would take. The other thing is that you can actually come to a trichology practitioner like myself, and we can get you started on treatments to where it can actually grow back while you're going through the menopause. That's a lot of patients do that a lot. So we can also talk about how to get your nutrition under control while you're going through menopause. Because that's one of the biggest things is that women feel like they can't lose weight because they're going through menopause. They can't. It just, you have to train your body how to eat, what to eat, so that way you can burn off more than what you're taking in. So hopefully this helps you guys a lot. Again, this is Leola Day, your trichology practitioner. If you have any questions, you can actually email me at trichology@gmail.com. You can also leave something into the comments, like and share this video, tag someone who may be going through menopause to kind of get an understanding of what it does. And so it's not a long process. Is there a time frame where menopause stops? There's not a time frame. No one can ever give you that answer, okay? So again, hope this video helps you guys. Share it, like, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.